Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Theo Galab here, and welcome to my first podcast of 2021. Now, it doesn't actually have a name, not an official name just yet, but if you do have any suggestions, then feel free to leave them in the comment section below or message me on Instagram. My handle will be in the description section. Now, since we're talking about social media, if you want to see my channel grow and you want to help and support it to grow, then feel free to subscribe, like, comment, share, and certainly tap that little bell icon, so you can stay up to date with all of my YouTube uploads, because there'll be many uploads. So thanks a lot. Share, like, comment, and all of that. Now let's move on. This weekend has been such a crazy weekend with bodybuilding, a huge bodybuilding weekend in fact. Now, Arnold Classic Ohio has just happened, and let's just say my original top 6 predictions was way off. First of all, actually I'll just go through them. So what I put up on my social media was, for top 6, Bonac, Akeem, Sergio, Kuklo, Nick Walker, Ian Valier. That was my top 6 in that order. Then, obviously Bonac, he couldn't make it to the Arnold Classic due to travel restrictions, so that kind of messed up my predictions off the bat. So I thought maybe Akeem would step up, but unfortunately, from what I could see, he just didn't have that same level of detail which he did have in last year's Olympia, where he took 6th place. I thought his size was just going to outmass a whole heap of guys, but there was loads of muscle on that stage, and it just didn't have the same effect as what I thought it was going to have. So, the two front runners, it was Kuklo and Nick Walker. I'll be honest, I thought Nick Walker was just going to be all hype. I didn't think he's going to be able to stand next to these high level guys, but he did, and he absolutely dominated the show. So much conditioning, so much muscle. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of his shape and structure. It looks very blocky, but he did win the show, rightly so. It was an undeniable physique. I did feel Kuklo should have come second, although there wasn't so much detail in his back. He seemed to be holding on to some water in his back, and especially when you do the comparisons next to Nick Walker, for someone who had so much detail to stand next to them, there was no comparison really. So Nick took it. I felt Kuklo should have come second. I did not think Valier should have come second, but he did, and it is what it is. Now let's move on to the classic physique. Terence Ruffin, absolutely epic physique. He's really well suited for that class, and got a well-deserved win. Posing was out of this world. Just his presentation, everything, is absolutely spot on. And what was even more impressive is the fact that he managed to get in shape on time, because, over the past, I think, like 4 to 6 weeks, about 4 weeks in fact, there was some images and videos of him, and it did not look in the best shape. It didn't look like he was going to get into contest shape in time, but he did, and he took the win, and a well-deserved win that was. Now, I did think that he got done over in the posing award. Logan Franklin took it. He posed well, but he just did not flow anything like Terence Ruffin, not even close. So I think they can just, thought they'd give it to somebody else and give Terence a win, but I thought he should have gotten both. But nevertheless, he took the Arnold, well-deserved win, and it just makes the Olympia even more exciting. This year bodybuilding has been so exciting. It's been so competitive, and that's just what makes it a lot better than usual, because typically in the past it's just been like 1 or 2 front runners and the rest is just like whoever, but this time it's like anyone can take the win. Going to the O now, obviously they are the favourites, but even at the top, Ramy, Brandon, Hadi, you've got Nick up there now, who definitely I think will make the top 6. You've got Nathan Diasha. Hopefully Bonac can arrive. Hopefully there's no issues there. There's a lot of people. Rowley, we don't know how he's going to turn up. He's not looked great in his past showings this year, but he did look better in his recent showing than he did at the previous one. So that is, I'm very hopeful for him because I am a Rolly fan. I'm just hoping that he can bring his old look back, which is super impressive. So fingers crossed for that. But nevertheless, the Olympia is looking crazy, and not long left till we actually get there. Now, Olympia aside, if you're into boxing and you're a Brit, then I'm guessing you're going to be a little bit disappointed with last night's results. AJ, oh my god, man, he got a beat down. I did think he was going to turn it around like from the 4th round. He stepped it up, and I thought, yeah, sussed him out now, and he's just going to dominate, but that just was not the case, and he got outboxed, outclassed, and luckily, in the last round, the bell came because he was on the ropes, taking a good few digs. So I'm still an AJ fan. I hope he comes back strong, gets his head together, trains hard. It's hard to come back after a long break and, go and fight a top guy, but he did it, and this is what happened. So I'm looking forward to the rematch whenever that is, and I do think that he'll get his titles back, but it must be so devastating to just lose them all like that. He's worked hard for them, he's gone to wars for them, and he's a true champ, so I do believe that he'll get him back. But well done to Usyk, and it's going to be very interesting to see how he gets on in the future. Now, I did put a post up on my Instagram for people to send over some questions, so I'm going to head over to them because they have some tasty ones. Now, the first one, if I can find them, I'm not going to do them in any particular order, but question number 1, what mistakes have I made over the years? Now, this is quite a vague question because, I've made many mistakes in all different areas of my life, I'll be honest, but you live and you learn. Now, in regards to prep, I won't necessarily say that I've made mistakes. I've done some unorthodox things, and even though it might not necessarily have been things which people would have done, sometimes when you do something a bit out of the box, it does open your mind up to new thoughts and a new path. And so one of the most craziest things that I've done is a 10k calorie challenge during prep. It was a refeed, and I thought I'm just going to hammer it and give this a go. It was really nice to do. The food, it was great. It was great. But yeah, certainly didn't help with the look. I was certainly spilled more food, way more food than I needed, but I did it. I put it on YouTube. It might still be up on YouTube somewhere. And yeah, you live and you learn. But that's probably the most craziest thing that I've done. And I won't be doing a 10k calorie challenge during prep again. Maybe in the off season, maybe even a little bit more. We'll see. But if you do want to see a calorie challenge in the off season, then let me know. Let me know how many calories you want me to do, and we'll go from there. The end of my prep should be November 28th. So any time after that, I'm game, man. I'm game. Okay. Next question. Why is this prep any different from other preps? Let me just put my phone down here so I can get a little bit more comfortable. So this prep, I'll be honest, it's been super smooth. It's been different to my other preps because, I started with AJ, who is my coach, from off season. So he's been coaching me for about a year now. Oh, thereabouts. And he's got to really know my body. So, he's put plans in place and to make sure we're doing things in the most efficient way, knows when to push me, knows when to pull back, and it's really been a very low stress prep. Another thing is that he's made me aware of a lot of variables which I've overlooked in the past, such as sleep, stimulants, digestion, things that you do know, but you just kind of like, I'm just going to train a bit more, I'm just going to take some more pre-workout or have some more energy drinks and just grind it out, give it my all. But another thing is that it's also controlled my training volume, which has been a huge game changer, because in the past, I'm not afraid of hard work. I will train. I used to train a lot more than I train during this prep. Sometimes even do double sessions with cardio as well, and I would really run myself into the ground just because I didn't want anyone outworking me. And to be honest, it was probably a bit of self-sabotage in a way, because you need that rest, you need your body to recover, you need it to be fresher so you can perform better and not pick up as many niggles, and it just presents a better look, not just a tired look, because you start to hit walls and your body just doesn't want to become responsive. And that's certainly something which happened in 2019. Got to a point of where it just didn't want to listen, didn't want to play ball, and that's why I ended up pulling the plug in the season. I think I done one British finals and qualified for another. I think it was the UK DFBA, where I just thought, do you know what, I'm not even going to bother. I'm going to go into the off season and go from there. Now my body is well rested. Going into this season, it's just been so responsive even up until now, and we've been pretty much been the dieting phase from October, November last year. Don't get me wrong, there were some off-plan meals, and my prep officially started in April, where there was no off-plan meals. But it's just been so smooth, and that's been the difference. It's just been controlling the variables and just staying on top of them, really. Like stimulants, not overstressing the body, making sure I'm getting enough rest, and just doing what I need to do, no less and no more. And yeah, that's been a huge difference. The results, the outcome so far, has been, proof of a successful prep. But there's still a lot of time to go, so I've got to keep working, and hopefully it keeps going in that same direction. Now, next question. Differences I felt switching from bro split to PPL, and which have I enjoyed more? To be honest, I enjoy them both. I quite happily do either, and you can actually make PPL a bit kind of bro split like. It just depends on the type of exercise you do and how many exercise variations you put in there. So PPL is quite a broad term. Everyone's PPL might look different, and same with the bro splits. One thing that I noticed, what generally happens when you do a bro split is that you do a ton of volume. So because you're training just like one or two muscle groups, and you'll end up doing 5 or 6 exercises just for that one muscle group, whereas now I'm doing like say 3, something like that, and obviously unless it's legs. But like for push, just do a couple presses, some isolation, and that's it really. So that's one of the main things which I noticed is the a little bit lower volume in PPL, which has been beneficial in a sense, but I could have adapted my bro split to do that as well. I do pick up a lot of niggles because I push hard, I train a lot, and I used to do a little bit more volume, and quite a bit of frequency as well. So I just enjoy training, so I enjoy being in the gym, and it's a bit of a detriment to progress sometimes. Even though I keep progressing, I do believe that I could, or I can, continue to progress a little bit more just by controlling my training volume and frequency in general. But I don't have a favourite. I'd quite happily do either, or do some type of hybrid of them both, So yeah, that's that. There's no favourite, there's no best for me. It's just do what works. Okay, next question. If you had to listen to one track or album or artist every session, who would it be and why? Now this is a tough one, because I'll be honest, in life, just in general, I don't really have favourites of anything. I don't have a favourite food. The only thing that I have is a favourite colour, which is black. I like anything that's black. But favourite music, favourite food, favourite car, favourite anything, favourite holiday destination, I've really struggled to pick. So this one, God knows. It'll have to be something that hits quite hard, nothing too mellow, nothing too conscious. I like something which is upbeat, or or if it's hip hop, then it's got a bit of a bounce to it, get you like hyped up. So maybe something like Migos, Future, something along that kind of line. But yeah, that would be like my artist kind of thing. So nothing like J. Cole, like nothing too conscious. I need something which is upbeat, but I do listen to, especially lately, a lot more garage and grime. A lot of garage sets. So yeah, I do flip and flop over time. Sometimes I'll just listen to nothing but hip hop during training, then sometimes it'll be garage sessions, but generally at the moment I listen to a lot of radio shows. So I have Sir Spyro downloaded his show every week, and Tim Westwood, who else, Kenny All-Star. They're like my top three which I listen to, but I know they're not artists. But yeah, I couldn't just pick one, I'll be honest. I'd be here all day if I'm trying to think. But yeah, I hope that's a good enough answer. Okay, let's go to the next question. Weak arms, should you implement an arm day, train them higher frequency? And oh shoot, I didn't get the last bit of the question. Let me see if I can find it. Right, so basically, growing your arms. Should you have another arm day? Train them more frequency, whatever. So, any body part that you're struggling to grow, usually it's a case of getting that mind muscle connection. So, generally, what happens is that people they struggle to connect with the muscles. Now, for me, when it comes to arms, it's easy. As soon as I pick up a dumbbell, start moving it, bam, I get a pump. I feel it in my biceps, and it's great from the get go. But I do believe in training arms just like you're going to train any other muscle. Train them heavy. Too many people I see just doing pump workouts. High reps. Yeah. Loads of reps, and that's it. I'm a big fan of using preacher curl machines, as long as they're at a good angle. Some of the machines are terrible, and the resistance. You only get a better resistance throughout the movement, and the rest of the ROM, you're getting nothing out of it. So if you've got access to a good preacher curl machine, use that. Train them heavy. I'm talking like 6 to 8 reps, but do it not just totally low reps, but maybe a top set of 6 to 8 and the back off of say 10 to 15, something along them lines. Throw some drop sets in there, rest pauses, some good intensifiers for sure. But also what I'd say is do finish off with some high rep work, and just if you can have a separate arm day if you do feel like they do need more attention. If you already train them like 2 or 3 times a week with like a push or pull session, then I wouldn't then throw another arm day in. But if you're hitting them once, then doing them again when they're recovered, then I wouldn't be against that. But it's just really about being able to connect with the muscle, and using some weight, man. Putting it under a lot of stress, and push it hard. Yeah, that'd be my advice. So connect with the muscle, training regular, and training like you train any other muscle, hard and heavy, with some intensifiers and some back off sets. Okay, hope that helps. Next question. Okay. Do you see yourself taking the DFAC? Do I see myself taking the DFAC Pro title this year? The reasons to my answer. Now, I'll be honest. I'm on a roll this year. Done 3 qualifiers for 3 separate federations. Won 3 classes. Won 3 overalls. I'm on a roll. I'm in a good groove right now, and I would never bet against myself. You know, the goal is always to win. So yeah, if I win, I would be a DFAC pro. So I do see myself with a possibility for sure. I know there's going to be some great competition in the finals. Probably some people who are going to turn up that I don't even realise who are prepping for shows. Maybe some people from from overseas. Who knows? I'm not sure. But the way that I'm feeling, the way that I'm training, and the way that prep's going, I do feel like I'm a strong contender. This is definitely the best season I've had, for sure. And if it's going to happen, I do believe it will happen this year. Like I said, it is a goal. I'm not watching anyone else. I'm just focused on me. Whoever turns up, turns up. It will be a strong competition without a doubt. I do believe every class is going to be stacked and very competitive. So even if I do win the men's heavyweight, which no doubt I'll be in, the overall is going to be an absolute battle. And I would say that I'm definitely up there in a chance for winning it, especially. But one thing that I will say, I've had a look at the competitors this year for everyone who's qualified, and yeah, people are looking good. And the ones that haven't done the show yet and just going to do the finals, you know, they might turn up and surprise me and look absolutely outstanding, or are they just being a bit risky and not doing any warm-up shows, because it's a lot of pressure just to turn up at your absolute best for one show. There's that one single chance, you know. Not saying it can't be done. I remember Adrian Simpson doing it back in, when was that? Maybe 2018 when it happened. Yeah, it looked phenomenal. Came in, got a pro card, went home, enjoyed himself, you know. So it can be done. And all I'm saying is that I'm doing my damn best to bring my absolute best to this show and to all the shows going forward. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the challenge for sure. Okay, hold on to it. Alright, next question. I don't even know how long we've been. Oh, 20 minutes. Alright, I'm going to call this the last question and then we're going to wrap it up. So yeah, 23 minutes nearly. Okay, how to lose belly fat. Typical. This is a question which I get asked a lot. Losing belly fat, like when it comes to losing any type of body fat, it just depends on where your fat cells are. So some people, they'll hold a lot of fat in the legs, some it'll be around the love handles, the belly, some guys hold a lot around the chest, so it looks quite like breast-like when they, you know, start to gain a bit more weight. But it's really dependent on where your fat cells are to where you hold your body fat. So unfortunately you can't really spot reduce body fat, but you can lose body fat as a whole. So what you'll find is that when you diet, certain places will start to come in quicker, and if the places and if there's still, you know, a lot of fat around your stomach, then it just means that you've got to prolong your diet even more and keep working, keep staying consistent, and keep reducing that body fat as a whole. So, you know, how to reduce body fat is, it's all about being in a calorie deficit. If you're not very active, so for instance, if you work at a desk job, so you drive to work, you go and sit at your desk for 8 hours, you drive back home, you sit on the couch, you watch Netflix, you go to bed, and you do the same again, and you're not a very active person. Now, the gym is not essential, but it certainly helps, especially with increasing your activity, and definitely with, you know, getting your body into shape, because you can lose body fat without the gym just by being in a calorie deficit, but what you find is that you don't really get a great shape, you just kind of get smaller, and if you want to be like muscular, then you will have to go to the gym. So get yourself a good training program, and what is absolutely essential is your diet. That's what it's all going to come down to. You know, controlling the calories, controlling that intake, keep snacking at a minimum. or what I'd say, or under control I should say. So once you know what your calorie goals are, stay within them. It's all about being consistent and keeping control of your diet and staying active. So you can do things like walk to work if it's not too far. Doing cardio, go for cycles. Train in the gym. Things like this gonna help increase the amount of calories that you burn, and keeping your diet under control is gonna certainly support that. Now, like I said, you can't spot reduce body fat, but if you keep doing that for a decent period of time, you'll lose it. Simple as that. I was 270 pounds this time last year. I'm just over 200 pounds now, so it can be done. If you see my Instagram, you've seen the photos of transformation. I was a big boy, man. I was a big boy, but I come right down. Just stayed active, did my training, and lost all that belly fat, and that's that. You don't need no skinny teas or fat burners or anything like that. Control your diet, stay active, and weight train. You get a very muscular physique, and maybe some abs. Okay guys, so I'm going to wrap it up there because I just want to keep these kind of short and sweet, like 25 minutes, just ran over a little bit. But thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, share, and leave some comments, man, and give me some feedback. And I'm going to try and do these on a weekly basis, so keep the questions coming, whether it's when I post on my Instagram and asking for questions, or just in general. If you've got anything, just shoot them across anytime, and I put them into my podcast. But thanks for watching. First episode done. Take care. Have a great weekend. A great rest of the weekend anyway. Peace.